We are at East High tonight in Wichita, Kansas, where the Grizzlies will take on the East High Blue Aces. We're going to send it right away to the coach's show, so stay with us. After this short timeout for Coach Hill, this is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
Hey man, you got up for football?
Band class still needs you, man. Kansas students have choices to do or not to do. The Kansas State High School Activities Association urges everyone to participate because when activities stop, nobody wins.
This is the Northwest Grizzlies basketball pregame show. A look at past contests and a preview of today's game. And now, here's the coach.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the road today at East High for the second game of the home and home against the Blue Aces. And once again, we're joined by our head coach, Andy Hill. Coach, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How you doing, Kevin?
Very well, thanks. Let's talk a little bit about Friday night, even though the result certainly wasn't what we wanted against a powerful Southeast team. There certainly was a festive atmosphere in the building, with it being senior night and with the girls winning a close game against the Southeast Buffalo girls as well. Great way to end the home season, if you will, as far as the spirit of the school is concerned.
Yeah, it was. It's always nice when you can, you honor your seniors and, their contributions to the school and to the program for 4 years. Like we talked about last time, we're fortunate to have, some really great seniors this year, and we were disappointed that we couldn't send them off, on a better night, a better effort from our standpoint. But it was a festive night, and we had a good crowd. Would have been nice to play better, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Great way to, like I said, a great way to end it at home, even though the result wasn't you wanted, because the crowd was I think the largest of the year, and the school spirit really pervaded the building.
Yeah, it was a great crowd, and it was nice to have that kind of turnout for the seniors. And yeah, I think it probably was our biggest crowd of the year, so that was cool.
So you've got 3 games left. We start off with East High tonight. How important are these 3 games that are remaining in the season?
They're really important for a lot of reasons. Number one, for this year, we're still kind of fighting out and battling for position in our sub-state standings, and depending on how things go for us and a few other teams, we could end up getting to host one of the playing games, or possibly even, play our way out of the playing games and not have to play that game. So, there is still a lot for us to play for this year in terms of that and putting ourselves in a better position for the postseason. And then just bigger picture, trying to build some momentum into the off season and towards next year is really important as well. When you've got a young basketball team and playing as many sophomores and juniors as we're playing, it's important, I think, to finish the year strong and put your best foot forward and have some kind of excitement and energy going into the off season and give yourself something to look forward to as you get ready to go into the off season and preparations for next year.
So a lot of the people don't understand how all these playoff seedings work. You mentioned play-in games. How many teams have to play play-in games?
4 teams. There's 2 play-in games. The class sizes have expanded. So Class 6A and Class 5A both have 36 schools now, where it used to be 32. So
okay.
When it was 32, it was really easy because you take the western half of the state, those 16 schools, and seed them 1 through 16, and get in your little 14 pod, and that was your sub-state. Well, with the expansion now, there's 18 defensive points allowed. So that's kind of how it works.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll be able to make some moves here during these last 3 games and avoid the play-in games altogether.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think realistically, for that to happen, we need to win at least 2 out of the last 3, and then probably also get a little help along the way for that to be a reality. But there's still a chance, and we would hope to make that happen.
Well, we wish you the best of luck in those 3 games starting tonight with the Blue Aces of East High. And I know we go to South on Friday and we go to West on a week from Tuesday, to wrap up the season. So we'll look forward to a visit with you again on Friday night, and we can talk some more about playoffs. And the other thing I'd like to do on Friday night is spend a few minutes visiting about the unsung heroes on your team, and that's your assistant coaching staff.
Absolutely, yeah. I will look forward to that conversation because I'm blessed with 3 great assistants. They're in it for the right reasons, and they do a really good job. So, yeah, I'll look forward to being able to talk about those guys.
We'll talk about them on Friday. Coach, good luck tonight against East High.
Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it.
Head coach Andy Hill on the pregame show. Stay tuned after this brief timeout for the starting lineup and the play-by-play of tonight's game at East High. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a play. Skills that will make them for life.
Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball is on the air. Follow your Grizzlies throughout the entire season as they take on the top programs in the state and fight their way toward a 5A state title. Tonight's webcast is presented in conjunction with the interactive media program at Northwest High, and members of Shane Monroe's class participate in the production of tonight's webcast as part of their curriculum. Tonight's game is sponsored in part by Mel Hambledon Ford at the big corner of Kellogg and 119th Street West. We're better, we're proving it, you be the judge. Stop by and see Lisa Hambledon and the outstanding staff at Mel Hambledon Ford today. And by Floodman Family Law at 323 North Market in Wichita, where they are dedicated to the complete resolution of family legal disputes. They will make this difficult time for you a little less challenging. And now, let's go courtside and meet the crew for tonight's Grizzlies boys basketball webcast. Thank you, Todd Taylor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to East High in Wichita, Kansas, where tonight the Wichita East Blue Aces will entertain the Grizzlies of Wichita Northwest in a Greater Wichita Athletic League basketball contest. My name's Kevin Arkin. Glad to be with you. I'm joined tonight by our executive producers, Connor Hawkins and Matt Smith, both of whom are part of Shane Monroe's interactive media class at Northwest High. And for them, this is a classroom assignment as well. I'd like to think since they've come back, they're enjoying it. So I'm getting a smile out of Matt anyway. So this is a learning process for them. And as I say before every game in my pregame disclaimer, this is not NBC, nor do we attempt to make it so. You may hear instructions being given to our executive producers by yours truly, or me getting instructions from our executive producers as we go through the contest tonight. The view that you're seeing is what we're seeing. We are parked in the end zone here at East High. They actually have a portion of the track reserved for media. And as such, we have set our camera tonight to give you the optimum view of the court. As much of the court as we can get is already in the frame. The camera will not be moving throughout the contest. So during the first half, I believe the first half, Northwest is at the other end shooting. It'll be a little more difficult to see, but all in all, it isn't a bad view at all of the contest. This gym is built where the gym floor is in a pit, if you will, and you actually have, when you come in to the gym, you go down to get to the floor from the track that encircles the entire gymnasium. East High comes in tonight with a record of 10-7 on the season. The Grizzlies at 5-11, and basically they are fighting now in their last 3 games, which are all on the road, to avoid a play-in contest before the playoffs. You heard head coach Andy Hill talking about that. We're about 3.5 minutes away here from the introduction of the players. What I was starting to say is the Grizzlies are trying to avoid a play-in contest, as 5A and 6A both expanded to 36 teams this year. 4 teams will have to play play-in games to get into the actual bracket for the playoffs. Right now, Northwest is slated to be one of those 4. If it does end up that way, and the Grizzlies host, there's no question we will bring you that game live. If we have to travel, it depends where we're going. So we'll post that on the website if we can't get the information out to you any other way. It is my esteemed hope that we're able to webcast that game whenever it is, the first playoff game, when and wherever it is, for you live, and then of course with the Grizzlies winning that one going on forward. You can see the Grizzlies warming up in the far end of the gymnasium. We're going to go ahead and take a 30-second timeout here, and then we'll come back with the starting lineups and the play-by-play of our contest here tonight. Stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
Hey, man, you going out for football?
Band class still needs you, man. Kansas students have choices to do or not to do. The Kansas State High School Activities Association urges everyone to participate because when activities stop, nobody wins.
Back at East High, awaiting the introduction of the players. Quite frankly, a very small crowd on hand for East. East being the largest school in the city of Wichita, and I would say the gym here is less than half full. The band is probably more than 1/3 of the East High population. Northwest traveled well. They've got a bunch of kids here. Granted, it is a Tuesday night game. It is a school night, but at the same time, I'm a little surprised that East High did not draw better here for this contest this evening. Our last 3 road games are all going to be webcast live. We go to South High on Friday and West High the next week, 1 week from tonight on Tuesday. 7:15 starts both games. So if you can't get out and support your Grizzlies, join us on the World Wide Web, and we will have the games up and running for you. And, of course, all games that the Grizzlies play are podcast, so you can go back and watch them again or watch them later if you can't watch them live. And the link is the same to both. We're going to turn it over to the PA announcer for the national anthem.
By the East Side Pep Band under the direction of Brenda Wilson. Tonight's colors are being presented by the East Side Air Force JROTC Color Guard. The Color Guard tonight is under the command of Alejandro Geronimo, with Riley Canalden and Zach Sells.
Let's see if it stays. We apologize if we lost you for just a moment as we had a computer error. Hopefully that will be the only one of the night. There should be no reason we can't get a signal out of here tonight. Engelmeyer loses the tip to... I've totally lost my place. Oh, no wonder. I've got the wrong... I put down one roster and picked up one from Southeast. That won't work. Wilson brings the ball down the court here for the Grizzlies in the corner to Verbeck. Verbeck underneath, a whistle and a travel, and we'll turn it over. In the first 30 seconds of the contest here tonight. Underneath, ball tipped away and won there by Wilson. DeAndre brings it down the court. A long one by Verbeck. Three-pointer is good. Braden Verbeck for three, and the Grizzlies take the early lead. Jacobs with it, setting the offense against the 2-3 zone of Northwest. There's a three off the rim, no good, rebounded by Wilson. He's got 3 rebounds already. Dishes it off to Verbeck. He puts up a layup and misses. And it's rebounded by Jones, and here comes East High back. Jones in the paint. Engelmeyer took that one away, and Wilson gets it to Duncan. Duncan almost stepped out of bounds. Now they're calling over and back. I don't understand that one. They called over and back. It will be East High's ball. 6:37 remaining here in the first. Grizzlies have a 3-0 lead. Connor, everything all right? Looks like it. Okay, buddy. Under the basket. Up and good. Say again.
Who was it that scored 3 points?
Verbeck got 3 points. So you're going to put a 3 right there. There you go. I don't know. I didn't see who that was. I think it was David Duncan. Was that Duncan or Verbeck? I was distracted here by our executive producer. It's 6-0 Northwest. That's really all that matters. Let's go ahead and give him to Verbeck. I'm gonna say that's who got him. And now East High makes a line change. They change all 5 of their players. All 5 starters come out of the game at once. And DeAndre Wilson will inbound to a heavily guarded, and Duncan stepped on the sideline. It'll be a turnover, and it'll belong to East High. David Duncan had 2 guys all over him. East will inbound. Around the horn it goes. Up and good. Count the basket and a foul. The basket for Aaron Hill, number 1. And Verbeck gets charged with his first personal. Okay, he's going to put a stroke through the 1. Right there. There you go. Duncan tried to save it, unable to do so. It will stay with East High. Amos Alford was going to inbound it. Now Aaron Hill will do it, number 1 again. And that one is stolen by Phillips, but knocked out of play, and it will stay with East High. 5:30 to go, first period, 6-2, Grizzlies lead. Did you get their basket? Because I didn't. Actually, I did. It was number 1. Got it. Yeah, good for you. That's a three-pointer. DeAndre Wilson gets the 3. Grizzlies lead 9-2. Around the horn it goes. Hill with it. Quarterbacking his offense. Under the basket is James King, number 0. There's a three-pointer. Good by Jalen Henderson. Henderson gets the 3 and cuts the lead to 4. Wilson inbounds to Engelmeyer. Back to DeAndre Wilson. He clipped a player as he went by. No call. Phillips to Duncan for 3. Good! David Duncan bangs a 3 home. All 12 points on three-pointers for Northwest. 4:30 to go. The Grizzlies lead by 7. Hill has it again. Duncan all over him. Into the paint it comes. Up, scoop, misses. Rebound to Engelmeyer. Credit the miss to Amos Alford. Here comes DeAndre Wilson back with it. He's going to go coast to coast, and he's fouled as he tried to shoot. He'll go to the line and shoot a pair. And the foul is on Aaron Hill, number 1 of East High. That's his first foul, first team foul, each team with 1 now. Wilson will go to the line. The first one is up and good. Wilson going for his second. He makes them both. 14-5 the score. Wilson has 5 points. You know, I was looking at my notes here during the free throws, so I could tell you how we fared against East High the last time we played them, and I don't have them on my card. Verbeck for 3. The Grizzlies lead by 12, and there's a timeout taken by East High. We'll take the timeout with them as well. Stay with us. We'll be back. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back after the timeout, East High with the ball, trailing by 12. Henderson with it. And there's a three-pointer by Aaron Hill, nothing but net. Wilson sends one over to Verbeck. Verbeck to Duncan now. Duncan driving. Sends it back out to Wilson and over to Braden. Braden had two guys on him. Sends it to Phillips. Phillips off the rim, no good. Rebound by Verbeck. Here's a three-pointer by Wilson. Good! Wilson has 8 points. Grizzlies lead by a dozen again. Here's another three-pointer off the heel this time. No good. Rebound to East High. Under the basket. Up and good for James King. Grizzlies lead 20-10. 2:30 to go. First quarter. Wilson with the ball for the Grizzlies. This would be a big game for the Grizzlies to win on the road. Around the horn it goes. Braden Verbeck sends one to Phillips. Phillips drives into the paint to Engelmeyer. He puts it up, but it's no good. Rebounded by Williams, and he'll bring it down for the East High Blue Aces. King now with it. Over to Hill. Here's a three-point attempt. In and out, no good by Williams. Rebounded by Wilson. Wilson with a half dozen rebounds in the first quarter. Duncan with it. Man all over him. There's a loose ball picked up by Phillips. Into the paint it goes. Knocked out of play. It will stay with Northwest with 1:33 remaining here in the first quarter. Inbound to Verbeck for three. Good! Braden Verbeck cans another one. He's got 9 points, all on three-pointers here in the first quarter. Around the horn it goes. Henderson with it. Back out to Williams. Henderson thought about a three, put it back down. Now he's going to take one uncontested, and it's good. Henderson gets a three. How many does he have? That's his second three of the quarter. Guess you don't want to leave him uncontested. Grizzlies will inbound here. Todrick McGee, number 20, just came in for Northwest. Verbeck into the paint. Back out to McGee. To Phillips. Engelmeyer for three. Off the rim, no good. Engelmeyer's 0 for 3 from the field so far. Deron Jacobs brings the ball up for East High. Now under the basket is Carter. Carter with it again. Two guys all over him. He puts it up and he's fouled on the way up. And I think Logan got him. It is Engelmeyer who's charged with the foul. It's only the second foul of the game for the Grizzlies. Henderson with it, pulls it all the way back out. 25 seconds to go, first quarter. East might play for one here. We'll see what they do. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to play for the last shot. Jacobs killing time, 14-13. Round the horn we go. 4 seconds. They got to get something going. They got it in. Carter scores with 1 second to go, and that's the way the first quarter will end. Grizzlies lead after one, 23-15. We'll be back with the second quarter after this. Stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies boys basketball.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a number one draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Grizzlies basketball on the internet is being brought to you in part tonight by Mel Hambledon Ford. 11-771 West Kellogg on the big corner of 119th Street West and West Kellogg. We're better, we're proving it. You be the judge. We're so grateful to Lisa Hamilton and Phil Nightingale and all of the staff at Mel Hamilton Ford for their support of Grizzly athletics and in particular Grizzlies basketball.